Hi everyone, this is Lauretta Aiyedun. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is staying safe and well. Alright, so actually, I wanted us to talk as parents. Today, I want us to talk as parents. Yes, us, because I'm also a parent. This is for every parent out there, including me. Alright, so now the question is, how do you engage your kids in conversation? How do you help them to talk more, to speak more, to talk in sentences? How do you encourage them? How do you help them develop their critical thinking skills, their vocabulary skills, their language skills? How do you help them build those skills? So I used to be that parent. Those days, I used to wave off every of my child question. I used to shut them down. Sometimes kids could ask silly questions. Yes, they ask silly questions. I'm a mother. I know that. They ask those days I used to wave them down. Please stop asking me those questions. Those are silly questions. I used to shut them down. But not anymore. Why? Because I want to help those kids. I want to help my kids to be able to speak well, to be able to make use of their critical thinking skills, to develop their language skills. Instead of shutting them down, I make it meaningful for them. Those silly questions those days, I make meaningful things out of those questions. I use it as an opportunity to open a conversation with them. I don't regard them as silly questions anymore. I rather make use of them. I'm making meaningful for my kids and I. I don't know about you. Today, let's talk about how to help them. Let's help them with questions that will encourage them to speak, that will encourage them to talk in more than one word. What are these questions? These questions are called open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are questions that challenge our kids to speak, to think, to reflect, to reason. It encourages them to talk more, to give a speech. And what are these questions? These questions become in the form of who, when, how. Who, when, how. Open-ended questions are the opposite of closed-ended questions. Closed-ended questions do not encourage the kids to speak more. They only encourage the kids to use one word. It's a yes or a no word. Like you're asking a question and the child is going to answer with a yes or a no. Those are called closed-ended questions. But now, let's make use of open-ended questions, more of open-ended questions. Let's ask them more of open-ended questions to encourage them to speak. And what are the examples of this question? Questions like, for instance, you just read a storybook to your child. So at the end of the story, you wanted to find out if the child liked the story. So the questions to ask to encourage them to speak more are questions like, oh, can you tell me your favorite part of the story? Can you share with me your favorite part of the story? What did you like best in the story? Guess what? The child is going to express itself. The child is going to speak more. The child is going to answer you in sentences. The child is going to give a speech of what he or she liked best in the story. Rather than asking, did you like the story? Obviously, the child is going to say a no or a yes to you. The child is going to answer with a yes or a no. You are not encouraging that child to speak more. You're not helping that child to develop her critical thinking skills. Help that child to reason, reflect, think, and speak more. Even at the end of that, when you ask a close-ended question like, what did you like the story? If a child said yes or a no, or no, go further, extend the question. Go further to ask more. Oh, you said yes? Now you tell me, what did you like best? You're extending it. You're giving the child room to explain, to express, and to think, and to reason. I don't know about you. As for me, I want to raise my kids. I want to raise them in a way that when they go out there, when they stand on the stage, they will speak and have confidence in themselves. They will speak with confidence. They will be able to send their messages to their audience. I don't want to raise a shy child. I don't want to raise a child that won't have confidence in him herself. I want to raise inspirational speakers. I want to raise motivational speakers. I want my kids to have confidence in themselves when they speak. Remember, the society we're in now, if you don't speak, you cannot be heard. If you don't speak, you can't be heard. That is the society. Believe it or not. That is the society we're in now. Let's help our kids to be those kids that will grow up, that will be able to speak, and they will be heard. I want to raise my kids to be able to speak. It's not too late. It's never too late. 1-year-old child, you could even start when a child is 1 year old. Have conversation with that child. No child is too little. Converse with them. Speak with them. Give them opportunity to speak. Ask them questions. Talk to them as if they are adults. You're helping them to develop those skills. By doing that, help those kids. Grandpa, grandma, uncles, aunts, you are not left out. You may have your grandchild with you right now. Help those child. Challenge them with questions that will enable them to speak more, to use more than one word. Are you that parent that will be watching movies? You're watching a movie with your child, and the child says, Dad, Mom, this movie is very interesting. And you go, yes. Yes, it's interesting. No, it's not. Stop. Challenge that child. Ask the child a question. What makes it interesting? What makes the movie interesting? What are you doing? You are encouraging the child to speak, to give a speech. You have opened a conversation with that child. Like I said, no child is too little. It could be a 1-year-old child. It could be a 2-year-old child. Let it be a meaningful time with them. Make it a meaningful conversation. Turn it around. Turn the silly questions around and make it meaningful for them. Make use of open-ended questions. Challenge them. Help them. Remember, they are the leaders of tomorrow. And it's going to start from now. And it's going to start with you. It's going to start with me. It depends on you and it depends on me. How are we raising them? How are we challenging them? How are we making them speak more? How are we helping them to develop those skills that will help them tomorrow? This is the time. Open-ended questions. Questions that will help them speak more. Questions that will help them make use of sentences. Questions that will help them speak. Questions that will help them reason. Questions that will help them reflect. Questions that will help them make use of their critical thinking skills. Help them think. Challenge them to think. Challenge them to reflect. Challenge them to reason. Challenge them to make use of their words. Yes, it's never too late. Let's help them. They are home right now with you. They are spending more time with you. They are home. Make use of this opportunity. Make use of this time. Make use of this moment. Tell your parents. Tell your grandparents. Have them help you to help these kids. All right, please let's start now. It's never too late. Remember, the society we're in now, if you don't speak, you can never be heard. So let's help these kids today, because they are the leaders of tomorrow. They are the future. Thank you so much for watching. Please, let's practice this with them. Let's help them. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope this helps. I'll see you next time. Bye.